Someone pretending to have cancer in order to keep a job doesn't sound like a particularly funny premise for a show, but once you see I Love That For You, you will realise that this is both a personal and a heartfelt show with a lot of humour.
My dream was always to be a host on SVN. Of course, I would not do anything without discussing it with you first.
We've been on like 2 dates.
3.
Hello and welcome to Screen OD. I hope you're having a good day. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, my name is Tim. I'm an editor and a journalist. I've been writing and talking about TV, movies and the entertainment business for 15 years now. If you're not new to the channel, you already know that, but we're obviously doing something right because you're back and it's so good to have you. If you haven't already subscribed, do consider subscribing to Screen OD for all the best streaming content direct to your feed. And of course, if you like the video, do like the video. Today we are talking about I Love That For You, which is a show that's available on Showtime in the US and it's on Paramount Plus in the UK, which is a new streaming service over here, which you can get as part of a package with Sky Cinema if you're a Sky customer, or it's available as a standalone service. So what's this show all about? Joanna Gold is a leukemia survivor. She had childhood leukemia and spent much of her childhood sick. She was robbed of many of the normal things that kids get to do, but she always had a window to the world through shopping channels. She saw them as glamorous and exciting and hoped that one day she could be part of that world. We meet her as an adult. She's living with her parents. She's going on not particularly good dates. She's kind of lonely and she is unfulfilled. But then finally she decides it's time to fulfill her dream and she gets a job on a shopping channel as a presenter. However, things don't go particularly well and this is not an environment where mistakes are taken lightly, and she loses that job almost as fast as she got it. Now, she has an option here. Can she walk away from her dream, or can she say something that will change everything?
Kim wants us for North Layer.
I have cancer!
Oh my God, what?
You know, I had it when I was a kid, and she back.
Yes, Joanna says that she has cancer. Her childhood cancer has come back and she saves her job. But she does more than just saving her job. When she goes on air, she starts to be told that she must play up this battle with cancer. And this is something that seems to work very well with the American shopping audience. The CEO, Patricia Cochran, who's played with brilliance by Jennifer Lewis, sees that sales go up every time she talks about her battle with the disease. And therefore, she asks her to do it more and more. And Joanna, therefore, is keeping her dream job, but she is having to live a lie, something that not only starts to grate on her, but is something that will, of course, create comedy in a comedy, which this is all the way through the show.
But you did have it. You had cancer.
But she's saying she has it now. She doesn't have it now.
Hey, Jesus, you're not gonna take this one yet.
It's fair to say, if you're watching this show, you may think, well, there's nothing funny about cancer. And of course, there is nothing funny about cancer. However, the show does have a kind of personal and poignant feel to it when you understand that Vanessa Bayer, who plays Joanna in the show and is one of the co-creators of it, did suffer from childhood leukemia. So this is a show that doesn't just come from an angle of a concept of why this show is being made and what the theme and premise is. It comes from the perspective of someone who does understand what it has been like to grow up and to go through the experience that in some ways is being explained on screen. It gives it a poignant, it gives it a personal feel to it, which a lot of comedies lack, and it allows it to go on this journey on a theme that may feel a little bit off kilter in some ways, because you know that the person who is involved in it, the person who is telling that story, has a connection to it. At the centre of this show is a fantastic performance from Bayer as Joanna. She is a multi-dimensional character. She is kooky, she's quirky, there's a lot of physical humour, there's some great one-liners in it, but there is also a kind of depth and at times a little bit of a sadness and a darkness to it, because this is dealing with difficult themes. And you know, with a good comedy, you have to care about the central character and the central characters, and you have to root for them. And although she's doing something that we all know is wrong, you can't help but care about this character. It's been really well drawn and it's perfectly portrayed on screen. Now, this is far more than just a one-person show, as all good comedies are. It needs to have an ensemble cast that have great interplay, and the way that this works really well is it's set around this network called SVN, this shopping channel, which in itself is kind of a fascinating world that we all kind of want to see a little bit more inside. And the great thing about the other presenters on the show is they all kind of have their personas on the screen, but they also have the way that they behave off screen, and they have the rivalry between them for the best slot. Some of them have been there longer, some of them are newer, some of them think that they should be in better places than they are. We've already talked about Jennifer Lewis as the fantastic CEO who rules with an iron rod in this place, but you also have great performances from the likes of Molly Shannon, who plays one of the presenters, Jackie. You've got Aidan Mayeri, who plays Beth Ann, and you've also got one of the other presenters, who's played by John O. Wilson, Perry. They're all fantastic kind of characters who work really well together, work really well with Joanna as well.
Please don't dress like that.
Like what?
We don't want you to wear anything with like French writing on it, or a hedgehog with like a top hat, or like that.
This is a quirky comedy. It's a show that has a lot of different elements to it. It can go from conversations about cancer to conversations about relationships to kind of slapstick moments to silliness, and then back on that journey again. It's unusual in that sense for a comedy to be able to, in just these short episodes, take you on that journey up and down, round and about. But all of the time, the characterization, the writing, the way that it's been directed and put together is so good that it makes you believe in the world. It makes you want the characters to be successful, and this is the mark of a good comedy. This is something that is quite different if you're looking for a comedy, but it's certainly something that I'd recommend you trying if you're a fan of comedy and you're a fan of the kind of Saturday Night Live kind of crowd that are behind some of this, some of the sensibilities and the humour that comes through in it. This is a really great piece of comedy writing, and it's something that I think that you will enjoy. It's available to watch now in the UK on Paramount Plus, and if you're in the US, it's on Showtime and streaming and available now. So I'd recommend you give it a go.
This is item H9891, the Twinsies Tandem Snuggie. And you know, it's such a mood lifter, so throw out your Prozac, y'all. Just kidding. Please don't throw out your Prozac.
Right, that's it. That is the review. Now, I must admit, it is very hot in the studio today because it's been some of the hottest days ever in the history of the UK, and there's nothing much that we can do to cool it down because otherwise it's just fan noises the whole time. So I hope that you have been able to deal with this review in very extreme heats. It might actually be some sort of British record for the hottest temperature whilst making a TV review. We'll have to check the record books. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy what we do here at Screen OD, please do subscribe to the channel and go and check out all the other videos. We've got loads of great stuff that will make your streaming life better. And can I ask, if you did enjoy the video, please also hit that like button and comment below what you think of the show, because the more you tell us, the more we can do to make content that you like in the future. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again very soon, hopefully when it's cooled down a bit.